So HMOs are being systematically rebanded for council tax, where each room is getting its own banding. Now let's take a look at this to see what the problem is, how we can mitigate against it, and I'm going to share with you an example of what has happened to us. What we're seeing is that HMOs, where they hit certain criteria, are being picked up by councils and being referred over to the Valuation Office Agency for reassessment. Now, this is generally happening when you tell the council that you're creating an HMO, or it goes through some kind of planning permission, mainly commercial conversions where the VOA have to come in and reband it anyway. We're not seeing it a lot where HMOs are going through planning for C4 or sui generis. It has happened a couple of times, but mainly it's where it goes from commercial conversions to HMOs. But I'm just going to give you an example of ours where it happened on one front but not on the other. So we bought a house back in 2017 and it was a Band B terraced house, 3-bedroom, which we converted into a 5-bedroom all-ensuite HMO. Now this particular property, it's kind of one of the smallest in the portfolio. We bought it and I made the mistake of not telling the council that I bought it, just an administrative error. And the first that the council heard about the fact that we bought it was from the HMO officer, because we do everything above board. We were making sure that we were compliant for getting the HMO licence. So the council tax department heard about it from the HMO officer and then rang me and said, I believe you bought this property, what are you doing with it? And I told them, I said, we're making a 5-bedroom all-ensuite property. And I thought that's fine. I've told them what we're doing. It should just be, just get the council tax put into our name. About 2 weeks later, we had 5 council tax bills through the post, 1 for each individual room. And what they had deemed was that it was a purpose-built HMO with washing facilities and therefore qualified for individual council tax banding. I've subsequently found out through all the research that I've done and through chatting to other landlords and barristers and dealing with the Valuation Office Agency that actually the ensuite is not the main reason for this happening, or it's not the only reason why this can happen. But for us, that was the thing that tipped it over the edge and got it rebanded. We tried to challenge it and we were refused. We went to tribunal and then we also lost that. So what we're finding out is that the government and the Valuation Office Agency have got guidance which says that if a room has an ensuite or cooking facilities, not necessarily both, that it can be rebanded as a room. But interestingly, that's not anywhere in legislation. It's an interpretation of the law, which I don't think is correct. And the more people I speak to with barristers, I think there's increasing feeling that this law is not being dealt with correctly. So we need clarity, and clarity can only come from central government, which is why we're now lobbying them to change this law. And I think that we're going to be in a really strong position to do so. But interestingly enough, if we go back to the original case I talked about, we bought that property, the 5-bed HMO, but now we also bought an office which needed to go through planning permission. It had to be reassessed by the VOA, and it was an 8-bedroom HMO. Now the 8-bedroom HMO wasn't banded as 8 individual flats, it was banded as one Band D house. So what the listing officer from the VOA had done was use their discretion to say, well, this is just a house. So, and that was the same year that we had the small house rebanded as 5 flats. So we've got this small house, which is 5 lots of Band A, and this big 8-bed HMO, which is 1 lot of Band D. The system is obviously broken. So how do we mitigate against it? If it hasn't happened to us today, how can we mitigate against it? Well, as you can tell, we just need to be off the council's radar. So if you don't have a notifiable event, like a commercial conversion where you have to speak to the VOA, then just get the property in your name on the day that you buy it. Don't forget, like I did, get it into your name and then just continue to pay the council tax. I don't worry about any of this relief for having it empty or doing works on the property. I just want to get it into our name and continue to pay the council tax so that we're off the council's radar, so that they can't go and notify the VOA, because when they do that, then all bets are off. It may well be rebanded. So we're looking to get your support behind this. If you have been affected by HMO banding, please do get in touch. If you're looking at getting involved in doing HMOs yourself and want to put in the high quality en suites and maybe cooking facilities as well, do get in touch, because this is something that needs support, it needs people, behind it to actually get the government to make change. So down below is a link where you can find out more about how you can get involved with helping us to lobby the government, whether you've been affected by this or not. But also for more updates about this, I'm going to be doing more videos around HMOs and council tax, so do subscribe to find out more. But also on the HMO platform, we talk about everything to do with investing in HMOs, because this is not the end of the high quality next level HMO. It is still just the beginning, and this is just one little hurdle that we will overcome. Thank you for watching, and I really look forward to catching up with you and seeing you in the next video.